Right, good evening everybody. Great to see you all piling in. Hope you're having a good evening so far. Let's get into it. Right, well, this evening, got a few things up our sleeves to share, so I'll dive straight into it. We were meant to be having our boot camp last night and tonight originally, and then myself and my family got whacked with the flu, so we pushed it out a week. So thanks so much for all of you guys who've been inviting some friends into our Facebook group. We're just starting to pack that out with some friends in there who are obviously brand new to this idea of trading and learning how to invest. So cool to see the page filling up. Got well over 100 now. And yes, I'm going to create a group event in there tomorrow, and that'll be for next week, Monday and Tuesday night. So the 11th and the 12th next week. Michael and myself are going to be running a boot camp. Real simple introductory stuff for friends who have got zero experience and zero knowledge about what all this trading looks like. So cool opportunity, guys, to invite some friends in to get a good scope. We'll cover everything from compound interest, the difference between exchange trading versus leverage trading, like putting our money into a stock or into a crypto versus what we're doing right here with Dynamic Edge. So yeah, we're going to run through all those basics, do some live trading, demo the scanner, and we want to deliver as much value as we can to really help people start this journey of learning. Really, like things, some basics like what trading looks like, things like trend lines, maybe even get into a little bit of divergence. We'll see. Really just want to offer as much value as we can and help guys start the journey of just, first, which starts first with belief. And so, yeah, got a few mindset stuff, bit of mindset stuff to share in there. So I was watching the chart as things are dropping off right now on the side of my screen. But along with that, some cool little admin stuff, guys. So let me just drag Zoom over. I've been hunting for the last week to go and find something that got a little lost. And I think you guys are going to love this. So I'm going to screen share real quick, and then got a surprise guest tonight sharing with us. And I'm excited for that. So we'll launch into that in about 3 minutes, but let me just screen share. Excuse me, I just got a lozenge in my throat. That's what you're listening to. Share this screen over here. Okay, so there you go. Dynamic Edge over there. So what I want to share with you guys this evening, I just need to see behind this little panel when it goes away so I can change. Sorry, you can't see this, but there we go. There we go. Get that out of the way. It's little Zoom controls. So for most of you, when you first enroll the Academy, you would be sent a welcome text, and that welcome text would take you to the freedomlaunch.com. .com is kind of like a peeking tool to share with friends. Like it's got, a little 11-minute overview video here that Mel does of, all the different aspects of the Academy, little 2-minute video on Swipecoin, which is the crypto side, and a little e-commerce video there. So nothing too crazy. But when you're new, you'd be sent the link, which takes you straight to the Fast Start training. And this takes you through, joining the paid Facebook group, the Free from the Rat Race page, and their Telegram chats. Some great training in here on how to get everything for free. So just really how to share the content with friends. And then from there, walks you through how to set up your new traders Fast Start. So in here, some of you may have seen this already, but if you haven't, this walks you through all the basics, how to download Telegram, how to download MT4 on your phone for either Mac or Android. All the instructions are here, how to set up a demo account with videos, all that stuff there, guys. It'll guide through the Academy. Manny Q's bootcamp, which is an option that you can go through that he did not too long ago. So just some cool basics on how to log into everything with Go Live. So that's our onboarding site that we have, which is great. Besides that, though, what we had before this, we were experimenting with an American crew, which have this website called the imwealthlaunch.com. The reason I still wanted to bring this up with you guys tonight is there's a real powerful tool in here. So I'll put this link in I'll tell you what, I'll do this. I'll put in the chat for now, so those of you on here can have it tonight, and I'll put it into our feed for later. And from memory, this is the password because it is for people that are part of the team. So inside of here, there is this trading dashboard. So you've got options. You've got business building stuff there, how to get it for free in their trader dashboard. Once you click in here, this is where the gold happens. They've got this beginner bootcamp, which is pretty similar. This is basically a link to Manny Q's bootcamp, which we've got links to already. That's all there. That doesn't really matter. You can have access to that already. But this develop your trading plan and set up your compound plan. This stuff is absolute gold. Develop your trading plan, guys. There's a video, 15 minutes long. Don't have the sound on. But anyway, it's got about 20 questions in here, which go through all the basics of, like asking yourself these 20 questions of, what strategy am I implementing? What educators will I follow? What session am I going to be trading? Just really good basic questions. I went through this months and months and months ago. Anyway, really great video to work through. Ask yourself these 20 questions and really just start to figure out and define exactly what your trading plan is. Then from there, this is when it gets really fun. Setting up your compound plan. This video is 37 minutes long, but it takes you in detail through a spreadsheet that this team has developed, which we're able to shows you where to download it from, how to access it in Google Drive, and walks you through the whole thing. This looks like this. So I've got a copy of it here. From here on the front page, this is just a really great tool, guys. What gets measured gets managed is what James Learn would say to us, right? So you're going to come in here, you're going to be able to adjust. That's one of the creators of it. You can, get in here and delete everything, and you can say, this is who I am. Create your own little name in there, your group. You can call your group whatever you want it to be. But what's going on there? Like for me, I'm calling it that. And for me, I'm going to just put NZ. And then this is where it gets specific. So trades left. So they've got some details in here already. Initial balance. You can make this whatever you want, guys. But $100, $1,000, whatever. Risk percent, risk percentage. You can make this 2%, 3%, whatever you want it to be. Always going to recommend 1 to 3% tops. Pip plan. This is how many pips you want to get in a session. So for me, I like to aim for 35. The goal, you can put whatever you want in there. Goal being $1 million is great. When you're starting off, those are the numbers you can put in. You can adjust this, do whatever you want with it. Then you're going to click at the bottom from summary to compound plan. All this is in that video. But at the top here, you're going to see it loads that initial balance, that risk percentage, my pip plan, my account goal. And up there, you can see it says the 6th, so 20th of June, 2023. And it calculates down here in the green exactly how many trades it's going to take, or perfect trades in this. If I was hitting that until I get to $1 million account, how many will it take? 350 trades, guys. And then account balance will go from 1,000 to 1 million, going at 2%, total pips, etc. And it tracks everything. So every single time you place a trade, this is how you're going to track your trades. You may have a system already. I went through this a long time ago when we first launched, and then just kind of lost the link when the team names and things were getting swapped around and stuff. But wanted to share it with you guys. So I highly encourage you guys, get in here, get a copy of this, and then just start tracking your trades, even on demo. Like if you really think about it, if you're going to do it on real and you're practicing, practice the real way. So come in here and make this whatever you want it to be. Real powerful resource to just give you that, that breakdown. Like I know for some people, if you've never looked at a compound interest calculator before, if you look at what happens with 2% across a year, it just helps you have a high amount of security that 2% is actually significant. It might not feel significant if you're starting with $100 and you're risking $2 to make 4. Obviously, if you start with 1,000, you're risking like 20 to make 40. So it might be a little easier to be more disciplined with starting with a higher amount. But when you zoom out and you look at where 100 and even where 1,000 gets you after a year, it's profound. And so just to really, when you look at it and you see the plan and I just need to show up, I just need to be risking 0.0, it calculates the lot size there, because it's going to take this as that 35 pip. That's a goal, but it's also my risk. So I'm risking 35 pips in this instance to make 35. With Dynamic Edge for us guys, it's a 1 to 2. So more often than not, if I'm risking 35 on Dynamic Edge, the goal will be 70. So that's basically the risk amount. It's pre-calculating 0.06 lot size. Based on that many pips. So come in here, have a tamper with it, download it. I highly encourage you guys. What gets measured gets managed. And yeah, so I'm going to unshare because I just wanted to give you guys that nugget for this evening and get Zoom back in front of me, put this over there. But yeah, really cool tool, guys, to just start measuring exactly what is going on. Wow, cool stuff. The chat just filled up while I was showing that. So welcome everyone who just filed in. Great to see you all. Very, very cool. So guys, this evening, I'm really excited. So we're doing this twice, but tonight, so we're going to hear a testimony from one of our team members who's been absolutely crushing it. Someone who's been, one of my great friends for years. Yeah, gosh, we met probably about almost 10 years ago, 10 years plus a couple of months, and then enjoyed 3 years in California together, came back and yeah, kept close. And they have been learning how to trade for a while now, but I'll let him tell a story. But I'm really excited for you guys to be able to hear from Mario this evening. He is constantly dropping so much value in our chat. And yeah, just wanted to give him the opportunity to share some of his journey this evening. And on another night, we're going to give him some time to also drop some nuggets and teach a little bit, because he really does have the goods. He's been applying himself with a high amount of discipline, and he's been winning. I believe last week, he put in our chat 15% last week, which is just consistently awesome. So Mario, so proud of you. So stoked to have you in the team. If you can turn on your camera and unmute yourself, bro, I'm going to pin you on here. And guys, drop some 222s in the chat for Mario. Show him some love in the chat as he takes us away this evening. Go for it, bro.
Oh, wow, man. 10 years we've known each other, Ty. That is, yeah, that's a long time, bro.
Yeah. Love you, bro.
It's been an awesome journey, you know, watching you develop as a father, be there for all your kids. Yeah, hey guys, how are you all doing? I know you can't speak back to me, but great to be here. My journey as a trader started just over 12 months ago. But a little bit of a backstory on it was, I think we all recall 2019, we all went into lockdown level 4, and I'm a builder by trade. And so I was sitting there at home on the sofa, and I was like, man, like I'm loving being at home doing nothing. But at the same time, I'm like, I ain't making any money. And that year I'd actually recently met, who's now a very good friend of mine, Michael Jacobson. And we had been messaging during lockdown, and I was like, bro, how can I make some money? How can I like do anything? Like, how are you doing? And he's like, mate, I'm crushing it at the moment. I'm making heaps of money. And I'm like, man, I wish I had some kind of skill or tool to be able to make money from sitting at my laptop or being at home. And Michael introduced me firstly to cryptocurrencies, and he's like, oh, bro, why don't you look into buying some XRP? Did a bit of research into it and was like, okay, this seems all right. So I put in some money, and as we all know, about 6 months later, 8 months later, there was that massive bull run. And my flatmates at the time, they knew all about it. I was running into their bedrooms at 2 a.m, 3 a.m, and I'm like, man, I made all this money while I'm sleeping. And I was like, holy crap, like this is really cool. Like this could actually like change my life if I just knew how to do it like Michael. And one day after church, Michael, you know, went out to lunch, and he got out his laptop and he said, hey Mario, like why don't we just look at the charts here, and you know, I'll point out a few basic patterns, and then I'll clear my screen and, you know, go to a different chart, and let's see what you got. Let's see if you can see how the charts work. And you know, he showed me like a couple of trend lines, trend line breaks, triangle patterns. And then yeah, cleared the screen, gave me a go, and I was like, well, that looks like a triangle, and well, there's a break of a trend line, and there's a break of another trend line. And he just said to me, mate, you're a natural, you've got this. And I was like, oh yeah, maybe one day I'll give it a go. Fast forward my story, about 6 months later, I suffered a real bad like rock climbing injury. I ripped one of the tendons in my elbow, and I could no longer go to work. So I had 6 months off work, and Michael introduced me to, was his mentor and business partner at the time, Greg McLeod from Elite Traders University, and hooked me up with a mean deal and said, hey, if you want to learn to trade, here's mentorship, here's a strategy. And yeah, it's different than I am. You pay a huge sum of money for something you don't know about, and I jumped straight into it. And like I had no clue what I was getting myself into. I had no idea how to work a laptop, yet alone operate a trading platform. Yeah, I was like, oh my God, what have I just done? It was so nerve-wracking. But you know, Michael and Greg and a few friends sort of guided me through the process of how to set up everything. And Michael was just really good. He's just like, hey bro, just, you know, start small, get just practice working on the strategy, working on the skill, and persevere. So that just sort of leads me into like what has my process been like since I've started learning to trade. And to be honest with you, there's been some amazing highs. There's been some lows. I've got angry, I've got frustrated, I've got moody. I won't lie, I've get vulnerable with you, since we're all on the same sort of journey. Like I've even actually cried in just frustration as I've been trying to learn how to trade, because like watching Michael, watching Greg, watching other traders, I'm like, I can see just how possible it is, to have this lifestyle, to have this dream, to be able to work from home, to be able to work anywhere in the world. And I was like, man, if they can do it, like, so can I. But the process in itself was it was challenging, and I just had to keep persevering and keep growing. And wise words from Michael and Greg, they said to me, like, don't trade with real money, start with demo and allow the process of trading to shape you. And you get given all these rules, you get given all these strategies, you get given all these like do's and don'ts, but like you don't really realize how it all fits together. Like there's lots of little pieces to the puzzle. And so I just said to myself, I give you permission to fail, and I give you permission to learn. And man, did I learn. I'd spend nights after nights just lying in bed, going over my trades, reflecting on why I lost, how I lost, what was the significant areas where the market changed, where did I get my count wrong in Elliott wave, where did I not use my strategy, where did I just get emotional and revenge trade. And as I continued to just process and learn and reflect, something inside of me through trading started to happen. I started to win more often. I started to have a lot more successful trades, and deep inside of me, I found hope. And hope came through learning a skill and discipline to actually have the dream. I think that all of us sitting here tonight want. We all want to be free from the 9 to 5. We all want to live and work wherever we want in the world. And yeah, as I started to develop as a trader, this thing sparked up inside of me of like, oh my God, this actually works. And oh my God, I can actually do this. And it was actually quite daunting and scary at the same time to go through this like intense challenge of learning something new, of failing at it, but knowing that it works. And then coming to a place of like, oh, my reality of life is now significantly changing because of trading. And I'm no longer going to have to grind on the tools, building houses every single day. And, I worked all day in the rain today. It wasn't that fun. I got cold and wet. I don't want to be doing that forever. And yeah, I've got this like hope and this reality inside of me that this skill and this discipline actually pays off in the long run if you just persevere and if you just stick to it, and if you give your like not to rush the process. Like I had to put the brakes on myself several times over and just be like, Mario, you're not going to make it in 3 months. Like my goal was to be a professional trader in 3 months. And I was like, man, it's going to be easy. No. 6 months. No. 9 months. And I was like, oh, get in there. 12 months in, I was like, yes, it's finally starting to work. And, I've completed trading with demo for 12 months on a demo account, with a real life account sitting on the side I dabble with from time to time. But now that the confidence and the skills have developed, I'm like full-time real life account, and it's working out. And so, yeah, like right now I'm feeling like extremely hopeful towards my future. Stoked for what this is going to bring to myself, to my community, and to my family. And just encourage you guys, wherever you're at in the journey, just allow the process of trading to like shape you and develop your thinking. Sorry, I've got some little notes on the side. I've completely gone off them. And yeah, like whatever strategy you're using, if it's dynamic edge, like your strategy does work. And yeah, I just encourage you guys to just look at those guys ahead of you who it's working for, and to just keep sucking on their encouragement, just keep drawing off their success and believing, because for all of us, like it will come. And yeah, that's all I've got to say. So welcome back, Ty.
So good, bro. Guys, drop some love in the chat. I just love how real you are, dude. That's the thing. Like I knew there'd be such a gift in what you'd have to share with us this evening. So thanks, man. So appreciate it. So cool to be on this journey with you. And yeah, just so keen to keep watching because I know you're getting real close to not needing that day job by the end of this year. I'm believing it with you, bro.
That's it, bro. Cheers, mate.
Very, very cool. Nice one, bro. Yeah, just guys, hope you're taking notes of that, eh? Like it's real. I mean, most of you would probably know this by now because I'm very honest with anyone I talk to about this. Don't expect to crack this in 3 months. Like, yes, you might feel like you've gotten to a place where you're ready to get off demo in 2 to 4 months. It's possible. But don't feel like you're going to be a professional trader. I've said it over and over and over again. Like the stories of the guys in Canada who started, told me about this and who've been running for like 2 to 2.5 years. Anyone who's made significant money in the space hung around for at least a year to 18 months. And any significant gains you get in the first 6 months, even to a year, significant life-changing gains, they happen in that first season. Treat them as a bonus. Like I know what this cost Mario to learn initially outside of IM, and still obviously saw the value to join our team here. But we get this at a much different rate, like able to pay month to month and even holistically across a year. It's really, really well priced comparatively. And so to zoom out and look like, what does this cost for me to be doing this for a year? And then just work through that process, be disciplined, be patient. I love what you said, Mario, about, just persevering and even just your vulnerability of like the tears that happen in the moments where you feel like you're not getting it, but at the same time, knowing that there's still, there is light in the tunnel and it's very possible to learn the skill if we just commit to the process, right? And show up to our Zoom, show up to like whatever Michael has to share with us. And likewise, obviously with James on Go Live, if you plug it into Dynamic Edge, best thing to do is show up to class. So man, Mario, thanks so much for sharing, bro. So I appreciate you and looking forward to having you share some more soon because you've got a lot, man. And it's been real fun to see the value add in our chat all the time. So really cool for the team to be able to hear from you tonight and again soon. But guys, rest of this evening, wanted to open up for Michael to share some thoughts with us, some mindset stuff, and maybe dive into some charts. And then to save my voice a little bit, which is still coming back. But yeah, I've got Dynamic Edge open as well. So we'll see how he goes with that. And then might flick back over and might show the charts for a little bit, see how we go from there. But yeah, excited for the rest of this week and especially the rest of this evening. So Mike, if you are on here, bro, let's give you the floor. Drop some love in the chat room as well, guys. Drop some 333s in there for him. There he is, handsome man. All right, I'm going to add you on here and remove myself. And it is all yours, man. Take us away.
All right. Sorry for the light, guys. I've got a bad camera and I've got bad light, but no problem. Hey, thanks, Mario. That was awesome, man. Just watching your journey and seeing you grow and just seeing your discipline and not giving up has been really amazing. And it's been encouraging to me to see that, hey, look, you can take someone who's never actually done this before and give them the tools and it can actually be done. So it's been amazing to see what you've done, mate, and where you're going. But tonight, I just wanted to share with you some thoughts which actually line up very, very well with some stuff that Mario has shared tonight. And I've been reading through a book this week and it's a strategy book. And I'm sort of a strategic guy. I like to understand how things work. I like to have a bigger picture understanding of things, and I like to think outside the square. And this book one of the chapters was called The Art of Losing. And it's one of those things that naturally we don't want to think about. Is there a possibility that I could lose? And as humans, we tend to have this fight or flight where if something's going to go wrong, we want to secure ourselves and we don't want to lose. However, you have to get used to the fact that in trading, there will be times where you do lose. There's going to be pressure, like Mario said, there's going to be emotions that ride on the back of that pressure. And basically the thing that you have to conquer most is yourself in trading. And that's why the development part of the personal development part of IM is so amazing, because without that, actually, you're not going to succeed as a trader. You have to actually change yourself first. So you're not actually conquering the markets, because once you have a strategy that works and it has a high win ratio, the thing that you have to conquer is yourself. It's your discipline. It's the ability to follow your rules, to not be overwhelmed by losses. And, some of you probably have heard that quote from Mike Tyson, where he said, everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face. And there's times where the market punches you in the face and you don't expect it. you can have all of your ducks in a row. I mean, there's been times where I've had incredibly high probability trades lined up, and there's been times where I've just risked more than I should have, and everything seemed to be absolutely perfect. And sure enough, I got punched in the mouth, and I realized, okay, yep, I broke my rules. I shouldn't have done that. It looked like it was right. It shouldn't have done that, but it did. And so losing is actually something that we have to master in trading, even though we have strategies with good win rates and that are successful trading strategies. And so I love what Mario said tonight. He spoke to himself and he gave himself the permission to fail. And that's actually a really good thing. And I'm going to share a couple of quotes from this book that I've been reading. And one of them is this. It says, the benefit of failure is an objectivity that success simply can't afford. The benefit of failure is an objectivity that success simply can't afford. There's incredible advantage from failure because immediate success often removes any way to gauge whether the actions you take are based on luck or discipline and brilliance and your own ability to follow a strategy. And so, looking at Mario's story, I didn't know what he was going to share tonight, but looking at Mario's story and him calling me or texting me and saying, man, I just blew my account again. I made all this money and I gave it back in, 5 minutes. This is the beginning of his trading journey. And if you do have quick success, it actually does something to your mind, which tells you, man, I've got this. I know how to do this. And I remember when I started my first trade about 20 years ago, and I made $600 in 5 minutes because I didn't understand lot sizing. I didn't understand anything. All I did was just put some lot sizes and press the button. The market went up and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be rich, $600 in 5 minutes. And the joy of that quickly vanished as I went on to lose $9,000 in the next 2 weeks, which was borrowed money. And I realized I don't know what I'm doing. And so it is actually a real benefit to fail at the beginning, because then you realize, hang on, I need to work on a process. There's something I need to change here. And so there's something else I read in this book, and it's very, very simple. It says, you become a big winner when you lose. And this was basically talking about, it was using the strategy of poker players, because poker is not just gambling. It's a strategic game based on probabilities and numbers. And yeah, sure, there are people who gamble with it, but it's a game that's based on strategy. And a lot of people approach it the same way they approach trading, even though they're both totally different. Trading is absolutely got nothing to do with gambling or luck. It's based on probabilities. It's based on understanding market fluctuations, historical patterns, and things like that. But this person was saying, when people win quickly at poker, when they begin playing, they tend to think, man, I've got this. I'm going to crush this. This is easy. Sort of a little bit to what Mario thought, even though he hadn't actually traded yet. He pointed a few things out and thought, I can do this. But when he jumped in, he realized, hang on, I'm not prepared for this. I haven't got a strategy. I haven't got a plan. I don't know what risk is. I have no idea. And that's actually what gave him the stability to actually persevere through the process and coming out the other side, realizing, okay, I didn't give up. That put something in me that's stabilized me and given me a foundation for my trading journey. But everyone plays well when they're winning. But the question is, can you control yourself and play well when you're losing? And I've lost more money than you guys, can imagine over the last 20 years of trading. And so there's times when you win and everything goes your way. And it's like, man, I've got this. I'm crushing it. This is awesome. I can do this forever. And you start thinking about the numbers that are possible in the next 20 years of how much money you're going to make. I'm sure a lot of you guys have done that. Man, if I do this and this and this, oh my goodness, I'm going to break 10 million in 5 years or whatever it is. And that's awesome, because that's a great way to actually have a goal that you work towards through a systematic process. So when you're winning, it's easy to focus on that. The thing is, can you master yourself when things start going wrong? And can you actually stick to your process and stay emotionally restrained and under control, even though things are not going the way they should? And so give yourself permission to fail. Don't expect to fail. but give yourself permission to fail in the learning of the journey, because it's an educational learning. And I just see a trade popping off on the NAS. I'm just going to quickly take it here while I'm talking to you. We've got a 3-minute divergence going on. I'm just going to pop a couple of trades off. All right. And I'm going to get back to what I'm sharing right now. Okay. So you become a big winner when you lose. And when you're winning, it's easy to not stop and actually analyze your process. Because why bother? You've obviously got it. You obviously understand it. It's obviously easy. So when you lose, that causes you to question yourself. Hang on, what am I doing wrong? What could I have done differently? What's the thing I'm not quite getting here? So when it comes to learning, triumph or victory is actually the enemy. It's actually disaster or failure that becomes your best teacher, because otherwise you'll never second guess yourself. You'll never actually consider, is there a possibility that I'm wrong? So when it comes to learning, victory or triumph is actually the real enemy. As you go on and as the process deepens and as your experience grows and deepens, then you begin to realize when you start winning, then you realize, okay, don't get complacent. Continue to up your game, continue to level up, continue to second guess yourself. I mean, every morning before I approach the charts and after, when I'm trading, I will back test the previous week with the trades. I'll go back and mark them all off on my chart and continually training my eyes to recognize patterns. I'm building up that unconscious competency so that when I see it again today, I'm going to recognize it. So I'm still learning to master myself, not just master my strategy, but master myself. When I exceed my losses, can I walk away for the day, or do I keep trading? That's a thing that, even though some of you might not have experienced yet, you're gonna have to make that decision. Once I exceed my losses for the day, can I walk away, or am I going to keep trading and actually end up not mastering myself? Because being able to walk away when you're losing, even though the intrinsic part of us wants to win and keep trying until we win, that's actually something that's putting incredible character in you for your trading future. So I'm just going to briefly go over a couple of quick points that I shared there, a couple of quotes. The benefit of failure is an objectivity that success simply can't afford. It's invaluable, in other words, because immediate success removes any way to gauge whether or not your action is based on luck or your own discipline and brilliance. Nothing's personal in trading. Everything should be treated as a business. And so don't take it personally. Just take your trades one by one, and you become a big winner when you lose first. Because the way you win is not just the money you make, it's how you are changing on the inside and how you're approaching your trading, so that in the future, you've actually got more stability to be successful in the way that you're supposed to be. So I'll leave it there for now. Ty, do you want to come back and share what's going on Dynamic Edge? There's a bit of movement happening, and let's see what's happening. And then maybe after that, we'll share a bit of analysis on the charts.
Sounds good, man. Can you give me the host back? I gave it to you in case you were spontaneously going to screen share.
All right.
But yeah, we're dropping. We had a signal and we're messing around with a few trend lines, but we are dropping.
All yours.
Oh, thanks, man. Let's do this, and I will screen share, guys. Remove that. Move Zoom over there and extend this over. Yeah, so I've only just kind of started looking at the charts in the last little while. So where am I? Great turnout tonight, guys. Really cool. Drop some gratitude in the chat for Mike and Mario again, because there was such good stuff there. Seriously, Mike, that just, yeah, permission to fail, right, is so powerful. So I'm going to screen share. Let's do it like this. I'll do my whole desktop, and then I'm just got to be wary that I don't cut off the sides. Oh, and then log me out the second I screen share. That's weird. Okay. Logging back in, and that's cool. I'll start from scratch. Just let me check what I got running right here. Lovely. Okay. Just adjusting a stop loss on this quick, guys. Bear with. Coming close to the big round number if you're in this trade at 11,600, which is, I think, the mid BB on the 1 hour as well from what I just saw. So expect a bounce if you're in the sell. But yeah, if you guys are spotting anything, by all means, let's have a little look and see what's up. So dynamic edge in here, loading that. And I'm going to move, let's just do this. Move him over. I know my recording is going to cut off the one side if I try to have the 3-minute open at the same time, which is what I want to do because I like to have both. So let's do this, make you the 3 and load that. Oh, lost my little trend lines that I had drawn, which were quite nice for a moment. But anyway, let's have a look. Let's see. So those are just all of the Camarilla lines that James gets us, and with his colorings for those thicker lines, guys, are the S3 and the S4 and teal and blue. You can edit those yourself quite easily. Now that we're dropping, what's the bet, guys? We're going to come all the way back down here. We'll see. We'll see. So let's do this. This is a 3-minute. And now I'm going to open another one for the 1 minute and drag him over to the side. Log into this. I just want to make sure I'm not making my screen. I've got a really wide monitor, but Zoom won't record the whole thing, and I don't want anyone to miss. So I'll make the 3-minute a bit more narrow, since that's just to give us, you know, all the heads up of where we're at. Drag this one over, make him the 1 in here. Just want to, I'll open the chat up again in a second because I can't see it right now, but just so I can see what's going on with all of you wonderful people. Okay, back on the NAS, on the 1, smash through that target. Where's the chat? Let's do, where's my Zoom controls going here? There we go, chat. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so let's have a look. See, we are moving down, and what we want to look for, right, guys? If you're in the sell, you're looking for divergence to move up, right? So on the 3, these lows over here are higher than those. The indicator isn't. So current possibility for a bit of a move. Back off. We're on the big round number now, guys. So from memory, if I jump to the 1 hour, let's see if that's still the mid BB. Yep, pretty much. So we've broken through it. We're onto pink. The target, I'm not sure what target that's coming from. Might have been a call up here, but also got these higher lows, lower lows in the 1 hour, guys. So pretty likely that we could bounce back up here. I haven't done any Elliott wave counts or anything like that to know where we are. I haven't looked back at what the last day and a half has looked like. I have not been here. Family has not been in full health. So let's have a look. That looks like we had 1, 2, where are we? 1, 2, possibly 3, 4, 5 to that low point, and then this action going this way. So that might have done that, and then calling out this divergence on the way up. So looking on this 1 hour chart, guys, I'll jump to the 4 quickly. Well, actually, I'll jump to the daily. I'll show you my process. So I like to start as high as I can, heck, possibly a weekly if I was going to do that. But still watching the 3 over here, dropping further. Let's do that. There's a gap that's going to get filled. 59, 54. Okay, good spotting, Mario. Let's see where. Is that over to the left here somewhere? 11, what did you say? 5954. Was that when it opened yesterday? Like down here? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. I think that's the one I see. Yeah. There we go. So yeah, we got a gap down here, guys. So yeah, very likely that we probably want to come in and fill that. Yeah, S4. Yeah, bang on. Yeah, on the S4. Thanks, bro. Perfect. Love it. So yeah, that's just looking at that, guys. Great reason for us to come down to the S4. We've got a gap. And so more often than not, gaps get filled. So if you're in the sell, you know, pretty strong reason to exit right now based on that gap still being another 40 pips south from here, depending on when you entered. Yeah, I didn't dive straight in on that signal. I had some trend lines drawn up for something else on the 1 minute to have a bit of a confirmation. So I was a bit late, but once we got that break, that's when things just opened up like crazy. So yeah, I'm about 40 something odd pips right now. It'll be a lot more if you did take the signal, but which would be, yeah, 67 right now if you were there. So daily, let's have a look over here. If this chart's going to load, daily often doesn't want to do its thing. So I'll go back to 4 hour. 4 hour is in hopper mode. Got a little tired after hitting pink. Got a massive looking W happening here. What do we got? From that drop off at least, ting, ting, ting. Let's see, guys, for all of you who've done the 400 series and you're into harmonics, this might be a little bit of a love language for some of you guys, but I'm really enjoying this journey of spotting these. So we'll see what happens from here. Is how low we're going to come once we fill that gap in, and then to where, whether or not we, you know, that's, yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know about that, but we'll see. Something like this. Potentially, I just like to spot those. And even with this, even a smaller one, guys, from here, look at this, within this zone right here, I'm seeing something similar, whether you go from the high or the drop off. I'm not too scientific with that, but even from there, if we do crush down a little bit lower, there's got to be a certain distance to make it valid. But yeah, depending on how low we push, come down to that gap being 60-ish, 560. Yeah, we could get something like that. We'll see. That could be interesting. So currently coming down at buy hopper mode there, higher highs, higher. Just having a look, see. I feel like I need some chilled music in the background while I've got you guys all here. But yeah, just wanted to mark up the charts and see what's going on. And especially for those of us who've got some trades running. How many of you suddenly dived to your phones or dived to your trading platforms when you heard Michael was placing a trade? Suddenly everyone might have been like, whoa, what am I missing? Okay, so the 1 hour, we're back down to pink, sorry. Pink, we're in between pink and purple. So to get into buy mode on the 1 hour, guys, we need this to pull out a bit further. Mid BB needs to get above and pink needs to get above purple. So right now, a little bit of sell mode there, but divergent, obviously, with these lower lows and these higher lows. So how low we're going to come over here, I don't know. But we've got some bullish divergence already potentially in play. We're in buy mode on the MACD. We just need these EMAs to sort themselves out, which might take a bit of time on the 1 hour chart. But on the 30-minute, dot outside for the sell, calling 416, which is pretty low. Where is that? Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. And this even creating a little bit of an M. Let's see. That 30-minute closes in 10 beneath purple, then that target could become very realistic. I'm not quite sure about that low, but man, that'll be low. Let's see. Pushing down on the 30 and a proper hopper down there. Yep, signal on the hopper line. It's got a 15-minute. Okay, 15 or so. Still with those EMAs technically in buy mode on top, but obviously very much in sell mode with the hopper and things there. Higher lows and what looks like lower lows on the, yep, we're lower there. So if you can see that. So what I like to look for, guys, is I put a horizontal ray sometimes on the histogram like that. So I can just see as soon as we break. So for instance, we've got, well, not between there and there, actually, that's not right. We've got lower lows happening there. But for instance, if I was looking for a lower low, I'd put a line on the most recent histogram. And then as soon as you break it, I'll be aware of that. Might need to zoom out a bit further here to see this. Yeah, let's see. At 15 minutes, it's looking very likely, calling 561. There we go. Probably our gap in there. Very likely. Plenty of pips on the table with this one, guys. And how common is this? Like, how often do you see this explosive run up, a little bit of sideways, a little bit of messing around, and then sure enough, almost the same move on the other side? So let's see. Be real interesting to have to see what happens once we fill that gap with that 1 hour divergence for a possible move up. So that's 15 minutes. Go to the 5. Still got the 3 on my left here. 5 minute. This is almost worked its target. Okay, let's do this. Let's zoom in onto here and put this gap on our, so we can see it coming a little bit better. So the start of the gap is there. And oh gosh, freezing up a little bit. Just zooming in like crazy so I can get this as accurate as possible. We gapped from there. 11,555. Okay, I think that looks about right. Let's see. We're going to get that filled in. Love it. Okay, 5 minute target hit. Pushing through. Still pointing straight down, well, not straight down, but yeah, like the look of the MACD right there. I think she's coming down to fill it, another 20 odd pips at least, hopefully. Let's get back to the 1, which is probably gonna be a bit noisy, but there we go. Still following the yellow brick road. So yellow EMA here, guys. And what do we got? Yeah, even there, guys. So like, you can spot that bearish divergence for that continuation. So when so just looking over here, between, got these higher highs happening there, and obviously in line with that, we've got these lower highs here. So as soon as we saw price starting to come back up here, as soon as the MACD had printed 1 bar higher than that, we could anticipate that we were going to come up and reject the line and continue back down. So just cool ways to give you some confidence to stay in the trade if you're spotting bearish divergence in your favor in this case. Dropping. This is great. Anybody in this trade? Yeah, just move this stop a bit lower. This is wonderful. Really cool. 20, 57, yeah, about 60 odd pips for me, but it's if you got in earlier, more than that. So I think need to find some chilled music to put in the background. Since we've got some trading happening. Let's do this and this. Hopefully sound comes through all right. There we go. I'm past 60 pips. What a move. Coming up to that gap. Don't forget, James is live tomorrow morning, bright and early. 5 a.m. So yeah, guys, I'll hang around here for a little bit and keep marking up these charts so you guys can have a look. And who knows when we might even get this move back up, right? So lower lows, higher lows on the histogram already. Starting to turn a little bit over here too, but I think a little bit further. Real interesting to see what happens once we get to that gap. So I would say at least this high is, well, yeah, so there you go, big round number. Just looking for safe spots for stop. So I'll drop for you guys what my indication was for getting in on this, because I missed it at first. But I was lining up some highs through here, and it looked something like that. As we get closer to this gap, I'm just watching it. I haven't marked it up over here, but it's around about there, getting close. But I'll just show you guys, because trend lines are still a beautiful tool to use, even on top of dynamic edge, obviously. So I had that, and then I also had one coming through here like this. But and so, yeah. Gap, hit the gap. Look at that, almost went and filled it. Let's check this out. So I just want to pay attention here for a sec, guys, because I could start to see a pretty decent move back up. If any of you are spotting this or looking at this, what's this next level here? We're on S1, the next level down. By all means, if any of you guys are spotting a good reason to push back up from here or stay in this. Oof. Come on, almost 80 pips. Okay, we worked it, filled the gap technically. So I'm just adjusting my stop. I'm not being greedy with this. We might potentially start to reverse off here, but there's a lot of other things to take in consideration. That is a decent reversal candle right there. If it closes like, a bullish hammer, lower lows, higher lows. So let's see. Lower lows, higher lows happening on the histogram on the almost kind of on the 3. Just watching. Do this. Pushing a bit lower. No, come on. Looks like we're turning around there a bit. Check out the side. Still following that yellow brick road, guys. Rejected that. Okay, I've taken the bulk of mine off the table for that. Really stoked on that one. Still got some running. Now, less concerned about what's going on. Mm, 77 pips by the looks of it on that one. Okay. Now just still paying attention. Looks like it wants to maybe come down to this S1. Let's have a look. Starting to curl around here on the indicator. You can see that. So I'd call it almost a bit of a double divergence, guys. When you've got, obviously we've got these lower lows, that's abundantly obvious. But we've got the histogram printing higher lows there and even over here, like as at now. And here we go. So as well as on here, that's coming up too. So I call that, or James I think will call that divergence within the indicator. Sometimes when he says that, that's when, the histogram and the MACD indicator lines are different. But I like this because you've got lower lows and you've got higher lows twice down below. Now it's going to be lower highs, potentially higher highs in a second. So I might continue and push back down, reject off red. We'll see. So another way to do it is to pop in him. And there's that bullish divergence, or sorry, bearish divergence already right there. So I might just push back down, bounce around on top of that gap, work its way up. We'll see. That's got the dot flip already. And this could be the start of a bit of a move up. If we get above, back above there, right? We'll see. But yeah, what I was drawing before, sorry, let me check what's going on here now that I've still got a little bit in this trade. Nope, out now, done. So last little portion stopped out, which I'm okay with. Happy with that. 67? No, 7. Forgive me, 77 pips on the call. I love that. Stoked. Okay. So now watching for things, I'll just turn around for a buy. But yeah, so what I did there, guys, was I had this trend line between, you know, highs coming through here, and I'll make some green, just like my support to be green rather. And nothing perfect at the moment, but just kind of had something across that. So I'm going to be watching that level to where it gets tested, since it's, oh, sorry, it's just magnetizing and funny. And guys, if you spot something that I can't see, feel free to unmute yourself and let me know about it. I'm not actively crazy looking for trades personally right now, but I'm here to help. And if any of you got questions about anything, let's have some fun. So there's that bearish divergence. So that push off there, like I said, pushed into a lower high, obviously, into this higher high, and came up and rejected it a little bit. But so up here, what did I do? Had this trend line, which is nowhere near probably where it should be, but I was just, you know, eyeballing some stuff between those highs and just looking for if it had been broken and respected. And so price came along, hit it, rejected it, hit it, rejected it, pushed down. And then we got this base over here, and then price came up, sure enough, got on top of it, and the mid BB bounced around, bounced around, bounced around. We got the sell signal, and look at that, we came down and tapped that trend line we broken above, and then came back up. So that's why, guys, we had the sell signal, but we had these lines there. I wanted us to just wait. I was just being a little extra patient. I was late, but I was patient for a reason, because I've seen trend line breaks work well for being late. So we came down, let's have a look at what's going on. Yeah, we're fine. So we bounced over here. Sorry, came along, bounced on top of that red trend line, came back up, hit pink, and back down again. And now we see we're fighting both of them. So we hit green, broke through, and then I waited for this. Might have even been, I need to double check exactly where I entered, but I think we'd already broken it. And then I might have even missed this. We'll see. Somewhere around here, Michael said something. But and back up then, you can see this now. We're coming back up. Test now that green. Reject, reject. Come along, reject off pretty much almost the mid BB, but also that trend line. And then here, guys, once we broke and closed beneath that one as well, after that, all that testing. And then this, that right there, look at the angle of what's going on. After that test, that just went whang all the way down. So yeah, just something to be aware of, guys. Like if you can draw a line and see multiple points of connection, like obviously we had these top two touches, and then we came in, broke above, but rejected, broke above, bounced over, bounced. So that same line that went through there, when I can see price do things like break through it, bounce over it, bounce off the same line, things like that, I just then know, okay, right, let's see what happens. Let's watch. And sure enough, that then turned into a bit of a drop. Now, after a big move, we might have a bit of sideways action. So can see how it plays out. Can run the call for a few more minutes if anyone's got any questions. Otherwise, I know I've got an early start with James being on at 5 a.m. Would love you guys to rather get some sleep and get on that. But again, so appreciate everyone being on this evening. Stoked to have Mario share some of his story, and Michael as well. That mindset stuff was gold, man. I can't remember exactly what the name of that book was, but I got the recording. I'll chop it up and post it on YouTube and in our chat later this evening. So many good lines, man. Love that Mike Tyson thing. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. So good. Really, really, really cool. So, I haven't got cameras on here, do I? Let's squeeze this down. Which then they should load for me. Oh, have I even loaded my chart on here? Sorry. So guys, little thing with loading like the Camarillas. I'll do it from scratch, but if you go to indicators, type in PIV for pivot levels as an extra thing that James gets us to run with. There, I've got one now. And if I zoom out, I've got the central pivot. If I squeeze, I'm going to see the R1 and the S2. So resistance 1, resistance 2. If I squeeze more, I'm going to get all the way up to R5, S5. So those are pivot lines, which are significant lines from, I believe, the previous day. And so on, and they change obviously from every day. So that's the beginning of today's trading day over there. So if you right click on those lines, guys, you go settings, you're going to go to where it says type. From traditional, we are going to select Camarillas. Now you see they're a bit closer together. And I believe we're going to hit daily instead of auto and 2 instead of 15. And so from there, that gives us the pivot lines that we like to use with James's strategy, which is this, the dynamic edge, created by James Leone. What you can do then is you can adjust these to how James has them. So again, in here, that was inputs, but if you go to style, you can change the colors and thicknesses and everything, and then it'll show up like these over here. So James's ones, these are the settings for his. So he adjusts, he gets rid of the central pivot, makes the S3 and S4 thicker, and makes the 3s the teal and the 4s blue. That's pretty much it. So I've just done that. I haven't done it over here, so I just added it randomly. But if you can save your charts, guys, so that's why if I just click in here and go load chart, I might lose my trend lines, but whatever. I saved one in there. And there it is. I've got those Camarillas now on there. For whatever reason, it takes me to the weekly, probably when I click save. And now, if I click on the 1 minute, if I want to get Camarillas, yeah, a little bit of a pain sometimes in the 1 minute to get it to work. So let's just see. Okay, a little annoying. If I change to the 3, just messes around with the 1 minute sometimes. So they're on the 3. Wonderful. I want you on the 1. Let's go to 1. Sometimes if you squeeze the price, so click on the price, drag tight, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, and then zoom out. So scroll out. There we go. There they are. See, they showed up as I zoomed out beyond the current day. So now I've got them on the 1 minute. That's how you get the Camarillas on the 1 minute if they're not working for you guys. Still coming down to that S1, was it? S1. So now looking left, seeing what else we got here. So I'm just going to zoom out. Wow, we are dropping. At 3 minutes showing me. We are dropping. Let's just have a look. Would have been nice to not been stopped out right now, but oh well. Got enough pips for the evening. So, okay, that's doing its thing. I want to zoom out. Check the 1 hour, 20 minutes until the next candle close for that. Look at that red candle. So we blasted. Oof, we are still diverging for a move up with that low. And here. So as long as we, yeah. Wow, that MACD is pointing down. Sorry, that EMA, I mean. Almost into sell hopper territory. That would be a little more crazy because that 1 hour target being 464. Another 100 pips or 90 odd pips. Man, that would be a drop. So what are we looking at here? We've got, that was filled. Try to look at waves. So, yeah, I'm not going to get this right. Okay, sorry, I'm talking about the sound of that. Just have to change that up. Let's do this. Better? Okay, so looking at the 1 hour, let's zoom out, let's go to 4. See the 3 still, yeah, worked off the S1. Turning around that MACD. Higher lows on that histogram. So yeah, we'll see. So from there, ooh, look at that. Let's just have a look at that. Man, that looks like we came up to that level. Trading view would tell me exactly, but not lower. Okay, so that candle from 9 AM was lower. Just having a look, see? Okay. Oh, sorry guys, I haven't really been watching the chat yet. Guys need to talk to me. Check out New Zealand JPY. Oh my word. Ross, I'm so unfamiliar with Forex pairs. I'm the worst person to guide you through that. But let's see. I don't even think I've ever loaded, well maybe a couple Forex pairs. NZD JPY. Okay, so I'm just having a little browse. I just want to check. Just trying to get a scope of where this is headed. You make 253 pips off FX. I was like, go Russ. Far out, bro. Yeah, 253 pips. Man, you guys have no idea how excited I get about you guys winning. Like, more than my own. Seriously. But well done, bro. That's epic. I love it. Between Michael being a builder, Mario being a builder, you being a builder, I was a spiky. I know I've got a few more spikies in here in Tradies. I just love it. Some guys who flung around tools, Tradies becoming traders. Love it. Live account too. So good, bro. Okay. I'll have to get you to do another test me night too, right? That's legit. Yeah, I'm just trying to spot some patterns here. I love it. The humility. If you can do it, anyone can. Bro, that's exactly how I feel. Like, it's just, yeah, it's just time, right? It's just time and familiarity, learning a new language, pattern recognition, following the rules, discipline. Like, definitely learn about yourself and trading. Yeah, the emotions, all of that. Okay, so I'm just zoomed out a whole lot, guys. I'm just trying to see where the heck we might be moving here, because we're still, obviously our major theme since November has been down with these little, you know, random explosive pockets up. And I haven't got any bigger wave counts happening right now. I've forgotten. I drew some a while ago, and I think we were talking about this being our reversal point up at the end of the 5th wave, back on the 17th, halfway through last month. Some old fibs there. So yeah, it looks like we came up. So that might be our wave 1, come down. And I think that's what we were saying last week. We're over here on the 1st. Yeah, this could potentially be the start of the 3rd wave on the 4 hour, potentially. That's 1, 2, 3, targeting this high, obviously, but if that's a wave 3, we're probably going to last past it. So, yeah, all those lower lows, all those higher highs, MACD turning around, and then pop. Got that buy signal on the 4 hour, and now we've just shot straight back down to fill that gap. And I feel sorry for people who don't know about gaps. Just the little things, right? Really grateful that Mario called that out earlier, because I hadn't zoomed down and look. I remember seeing it a couple of days ago, but yeah. So hanging around here, Below the mid-BB currently on the floor. Dot still in the right place. It's still in buy hopper mode. Those EMAs, pink and purple, aren't going to change anytime soon. Still in the gap. Sorry, what is that? The 30 Corbin. Yeah. So when price moves explosively, like you sometimes get a gap in price because it moves faster than orders can get filled. I'm probably butchering that description. But if you look back on the 3 minute here, I think it may have been when a market opened. Very common around market open sometimes. As in when all the markets have been closed and there's an open, not like New York open when you've got London overlapping with New York. So here's something, this is just from when this image loads. This is all part of Forex, guys, the training, but here's all the sessions, right? So you've got Sydney, Tokyo overlaps with London. So we're somewhere over here right now. London opening for us at like 8 p.m. 48 minutes ago, I believe. So in this block here with Tokyo still potentially. I'm not exactly sure on the current daylight savings and things, but I'm pretty sure. So that, and then London leading into New York. And then you've got when New York closes, when one of these markets, they also close for an hour, like 9, 10 in the morning at the moment, weekdays, 9 till 10 a.m. I believe. We've got a 1 hour close. So over here, well, obviously to start it like over the weekend too. So back on the 3 minute here, we've got the 5th of July at 5 a.m. and then that opens up at 10 a.m. So there was a 5 hour gap there for some reason, and that's a 3 minute chart. So yeah, between candles there, I don't know what's going on. Maybe that was to do with the public holiday. That's New Zealand time for us. If I change this. So basically, there's just a lot of orders that get put in and they can't keep up. So price gap, and you'll see a gap in candles between the candles. So price ran, well, I marked up that gap before, didn't I, somewhere? Sorry. Basically went to measure it rather than eyeballing it. Something like, not significant, like 8 pips, like real insignificant gap. But gaps are significant because the market likes to come back and fill those missing orders. So yeah, basically just means when there's a gap, you go look at a chart and go and find some gaps. You'll find them. There was a big one a couple of weeks ago, and we were hanging. Price had to move a long way to come back to it, and sure enough, I'm pretty sure it did. Don't quote me on that. It was a while back, but yeah. And so we saw that happen now. Oh, come back, MACD. Little hack, guys. If you double click and without realizing and your MACD disappears and you freak out, what happened? Double click again, MACD comes back, or any indicator that you're dealing with. So yeah, gaps, little things like that. Yeah, so we are pushing lower still. 530, 500 being a big round number next. Lower lows, higher lows currently. I'm just looking for something that we could push off. So what's this for? Cool. Pushing lower. Yeah, I definitely got stopped out when I probably shouldn't have, right? We've pushed right through all of that. But I haven't come in here and done any analysis earlier of the bigger picture of things. So a gap in this fall is a good enough reason for me to lock in. And sure enough, man, 35, 40 pips lower. So I'm just looking, trying to see what's up here on this 4 hour chart. Yep. Let's see, 4 hours calling this high target here. If this 4 hour closes below, we might get a signal, sell signal on the 4, possibly into a sell hopper. I have no idea where we're going if that happens. Then I'm going to start looking at this like, yeah, I don't know. This is where Mike's analysis on edit wave is way better to have. I just love their picture. So let's just get closer to where we are, right? For this evening. So 1 hour has got a dot flip and into a hopper almost, bands expanding after that dip. Yesterday's S4 is 478. It's calling pretty much that as the target or lower even. Still just feel like I don't know. Yeah. This closes in 7 minutes. We haven't had a close below since the second. Oh, a decent one. Right outside, done a 30-minute. Yeah. 30-minute, respected that level nicely. Yeah, that close. Now, still higher lows from there and lower lows from there. So we're still divergent for a move up, guys. It's just, and we will be. Like, we could dip as low as just above any of these lows and we'd still pretty much have that histogram. Now has got lower lows all the way back, so this thing really could push as low as this target line based on we've got divergence, but that divergence is still relevant if we push lower. 15 minutes, it starts zooming in. Cool then. All right, let's see. Smashed the 15 target, closed below, pushed off. Yeah, we're just like convergence really now. Keep going down. 5 minutes. Ooh, nice test by there off yellow. Man, just following the yellow brick road, right? Zero reason on the 3-minute chart to exit this trade. No dot flips. Yeah. 3 minute is a beautiful chart. So here's a few more minutes, guys, and I'll wrap it up and get this edited for those that had to bounce or couldn't make it, or some of our team members on the other sides of the planet. Lower lows, higher lows even here. Real interesting to see where this goes. Oh, sorry, I got the 3 already, so I don't need that. It's a little noisier on the 1, you know, dot flip, signal, dot flip. Yeah, dot flip. Still like the look of this. The indicator still, you know, putting in, well, besides that one, still curling up in general. Like the 3. It's just very much following the yellow brick road on the 3. And a little bit of red on the 1. Man. This is going to keep coming, isn't it? So yeah, guys, sorry, I got no idea where we're actually gonna, how low we're gonna go, but big round number, 500, that wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. And those 5 time frames, we're gonna get some clues from that. Let's see. Let's see, man, that 1 hour candle. Woo. 3 minutes to go. Might push into a sell hopper on the 1 hour. And then quite easily 60 pips to that target, which would, looking left, when in doubt, look left. There was a equal with that there. And those lows, that low there, that pushed down to that territory, so then reject it off. Yeah, 3 minutes to go. Guys, Swipe Trades is an app that you might have access to. I'm not entirely sure. So in DCX, we get Swipe Coin. And in FRX, I might get it because I haven't elite packed, but Swipe Trades is like an app where they send through ideas. So Euro Pound just sent through an idea, and they send through accurate ideas like entry price 0.856. It's a 1 hour time frame trade idea. Stop loss 851, take profit 86700. So pay send through trade ideas, guys. Swipe Trades. It's an app you can go and download. You'll have to log in, just like Swipe Coin on DCX, but you may have it. And then Swipe Option is the the app for TBX. So a whole lot of ideas get pushed through in there for the TBX Academy. Yeah, pretty fun stuff. And I noticed today, fun fact, inside of Swipe Coin, looks like they started putting levels back in to copy and paste for suggested trade ideas in there. So yeah, little fun facts. Shot Russ. All right, guys. Well, yeah, I just want to see where this candle closes. Hey, good to see your face, bro. Not sure if you can see mine or not, but yeah, with my screen sharing, but yay, cool. Oh, good stuff, man. All right, have a good one. So I'll see where this candle's going to close, and then I'll wrap us up this after 9. Possible sell signal on the 1 hour. Should have it on the 30 ages ago. Yeah, there you go. Looking proper on the 30. It was 416 to make it. And again, on the 3 minute, as soon as we get a push up to red, we're probably going to reject because of having a higher high on Instagram down there. Starting to call it up though. Obviously could push right past it. Once we break the high, that's causing that divergence, but that's high. We'll see. Okay, 47 seconds to see what's going on. 1 minute still rejecting. Sorry. Let's see. 3 minutes still rejecting yellow. 1 minute rejecting red. That's starting to round a little bit. Let's see. So what was it? Let's see. Lower highs. Higher highs. Yeah, not quite, but it's how choppy. Like obviously this is zigzaggy on the EMA, guys, but that's just a 1 minute. But you can see the same thread of curling around, coming back up towards buy hopper mode, but that looks like we still got distance to go between here and buy hopper mode, guys. It's still a while. That to me looks, I don't know, top of my head, I'm looking at the 15-minute chart. Yeah, see, yeah, gone opaque, but not quite there yet. So a couple more bars, probably another half an hour before we get something that looks more like a buy turnaround. Yeah. 3 minute looks like it's getting above the yellow there. So we're probably getting, no, rejected again. Go check that 1 hour. We might not have a signal depending on the EMAs behind it. Oh yeah, we do. Okay, there we go. Yep, crossed. So that green EMA is turned red. Into sell hopper mode properly now, pushed in. And the target, 11.095. Okay, that is south. Okay, guys. Well, 3 minute is still rejecting the yellow brick road beautifully. Over here. And even if we come up higher, like I said, we'll have bearish divergence. So looks like we're still going down. What is the next? S2. 11,400. Well, yesterday's S4, 480. Yeah, plenty of room, guys. So no buy signals at the moment. Trade safe. And post your results in the chat. Can't wait to hear more stories like Russ. My gosh, what did he say? 253 pips. Right. Absolutely crushing it. Okay, so with that, there we go. Rejecting yellow. Still going down, guys. So I'm definitely not sour because I got my pips, but would be more if you were still in this trade and paying attention to the 3 minute. Oh my gosh, what would this have been if you entered there? That's well, to be, let's see, to be fair, we enter on the 1, but same thing. Stop. You were still in there, just on the 3 minutes. Haven't even got a dot flip yet. What is that? What is that? Did I put in a buy and put it the wrong way? What did I do? Short position. There. There. That's better. Look at that. You entered this and you're still in it. No dot flip yet. No reason to enter. Exit. 14. 14.3, guys. If you exited now. Based on that being your risk. 14. Not bad. 2% into 28% just on that 3 minute trade. Okay. And just because the 1 minute would be a little more choppy. How many pips? How many pips? Enter on the 3, even if you waited. On the signal. 137 odd pips, guys. 138. Love it. All right. Cool, guys. Well, thanks for coming this evening. I'm going to end it there, edit this, chop it up, and get it online. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we will see you guys in the chat. And don't forget to get up for James tomorrow morning. Sweet. All right. Good evening, guys.